you need to understand that the person who broke your trust is not the same person that you are trusting right now. And don't generalize that because my trust was broken by another person, it will always be broken by the other people that I'm going to meet. Don't generalize that, because you're going to hurt yourself. So why do you want to punish me for the mistakes that were done by your ex? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are doing a nice job, eh? All right. So we have 2 more questions to respond to so that we can conclude our session today. Now, I think we can start with this one. It's a little bit more detailed so that we can conclude with this other one, which is not as much detailed. So the question is, I have trusted before and proven wrong. It's hard for me to trust someone else. When it comes to romantic relationships, how should I handle this? How can I learn to trust again? I have trusted before and proven wrong. It's hard for me to trust someone else when it comes to romantic relationships. How should I handle this? How can I learn to trust again? So this is a question of trust, and trust is not something you should joke around with, because trusting someone and then that person breaking your trust, it's always not even possible to trust that person again. Because trust is just like an egg. The moment it breaks and spills on the floor, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing much you can do about it. And even if you try to do something, it cannot be the same. You cannot get back exact same thing, the exact same trust that was there before it was broken. To respond to this question, allow me to say this, that in relationships or in romantic relationships and even in life in general, you cannot meet the same person twice. There's someone who said that you cannot step in the same ocean or in the same river twice, even if it is you are stepping in the same position. Why? Because the water that was there when you were stepping in the first time, that water is gone. That is the same case with relationships, that you cannot meet the same person twice, because people are always changing. And especially when it comes to trust, it is not possible to trust the same person who had broken your trust 100%, exactly the same way you did before the trust was broken. I would even go ahead and even further and say that you cannot meet the same person even once. That is like to say, in the case of the river, that you cannot even step in the same river even once. Why can't you even meet the same person once? Because this first time that you are meeting this person, amidst the meeting, this person is also changing, and the person meeting this other person is also changing. If I meet you right now, like the way we've met today in this office, by the end of this session, we have met once. This is the first meeting. This is the first time that we've met with everybody. By the end of this session, the person I was when we were starting the session is not the same person I am. It's not the same person I'm going to conclude as. The same case with you, everyone. By the end of this session, the same person I met the first 10 minutes of the session is not the same person who was here the next 20 minutes of the session, and is not the same person who is going to walk out of this room after the session. So that tells you that you cannot even meet the same person once. Because when you're meeting this person is changing. When I'm talking to you, I'm also learning. I'm learning new things from you. I'm learning as I talk, and you are learning as I talk. So when trust is broken, it is almost impossible to restore. But if the two people, or the three, or whatever the number of people involved in restoring the trust, they can actively participate and contribute to the rebuilding of the trust, then it can be rebuilt. If the person who has broken the trust is willing to not break it again and actually show evidence of doing so, then you can find it within your heart to trust that person because they have taken the necessary steps, the necessary actions to actually change with evidence. But in your case, you're telling me that you're finding it hard to trust someone else. So in this case, then, you're not trusting the same person. You are having a challenge trusting someone else who actually have not yet broken your trust. Because when you say that it's hard for me to trust someone else, it's hard for me to trust someone else because I've trusted before, then that means that you are transferring this situation or this experience. You are failing to trust the person who did not hurt you. You are failing to trust the person who have not proven that they cannot be trusted. So this is not the same person who broke your trust. So why do you want to punish me for the mistakes that were done by your ex? Because you're talking about romantic relationship. Now, we just met today. I'm interested in you. And now you're saying you cannot trust me because your ex broke your trust. I am not your ex, I'm different. Only that I find it a little bit common that most ladies say that all men are the same. No, we are not the same. If you cannot meet the same person twice, even in the first meeting, then what makes you think that you can meet the same person in another person? It cannot work like that. It cannot happen that way. So, first of all, you need to understand that the person who broke your trust is not the same person that you are trusting right now. And don't generalize that because my trust was broken by another person, it will always be broken by the other people. Because you are going to step, you're going to refrain, you're going to become allergic to romantic relationships. But not because you don't want to be in romantic relationships, not because romantic relationships are not good for you, not because everybody you're going to meet is going to break your trust or become toxic. No, it's because you have decided that because it happened to me once, it's forever going to happen. Because it previously happened to me, again it's going to happen. So you need to not generalize when it comes to experiences in life. The best way to learn to trust, I'm saying this, the best way to learn to trust is first of all to trust yourself. Because the most important thing that you can do in this life is not to trust other people, but to trust that when other people distrust you, or when other people break your trust, you'll be able to handle it. So don't trust me. Trust that you will handle what I'm going to do. Don't trust me. Trust that you will be able to respond in a healthy way to whatever I'm going to do in regards to trust.
So learn first of all to trust yourself. Because it's not that you lack trust. No, you cannot lack trust. Because you are telling me that it is becoming hard for you to trust someone else. It's not that you are lacking trust. It's only that you are trusting. Look at it this way. That you are trusting that you are not going to trust someone else. You are trusting that. You are trusting not trusting someone else. So that means that you have trust, but you are misplacing it. You are putting it in the wrong place. You are failing to trust someone, but you are trusting that you will not trust them. So first of all, and most importantly, learn how to trust yourself. Learn that it's not that I'm lacking of trust. It's only that the trust I have, I'm misplacing it. I'm putting it in the wrong place. I'm giving it to the wrong person. First of all, learn to trust yourself. And again, learn to put your trust in the right place. Don't trust other people. Just trust that you will be able to handle when people break your trust, or when people prove that they cannot be trusted.